Mental health is something that needed to get attention, right? For example, like before around 10 years ago, if you had any mental health issues, it was really, really, really hard to find really anything to deal with it and to find any advice or something like that. Now, it has gotten so much attention. The world has basically changed forever, which is a good thing. But if there's so much attention on mental health, why are so many people still struggling with mental health problems? Does that attention do anything? Has it done anything? The short answer is yes, it has, and it has improved a lot of lives, and it has also done a lot of bad because of people who want attention and they self-diagnose, and because they self-diagnose, they make themselves believe false things, which then get turned into reality. This is not just me making this shit up; it's science. Science has shown a lot of the times that whatever you think for a long period of time, it can become a reality. Manifestation is real. Not in the way that 40-year-old moms think, but it does exist. Anyway, let's talk about something more controversial. Andrew Tate. Oh man, I know that name has fired neurons for every single one of you. What he has done is he brought up the idea that men basically suck nowadays. And when he first really blew up, like what, 4 years ago now ish, that was really like absolute truth. Like, men are weak, they're distracted, they're depressed, nothing's working for them, the young generation is cooked. Now, his message is really aggressive and really misunderstood by millions of people, which is why he got kinda canceled, but at the same time, not really, because he really don't give a fuck. But the one thing that he did that y'all don't realize is that he brought more men into the gym than any fitness influencer of this time. There's no real stat to look at to prove that, but there's also no stat to disprove that. You know what I mean? And the reason I bring this up is because the gym has improved. Maybe some fixed, but has improved millions of lives, and not just men, but women, like everyone. But I'm talking about him, so it's mainly men, like 98% men. The reason why this has something to do with the topic of everyone talking about mental health, but no one is getting better, is that yes, starting the gym is great, but then what? People get into the gym and they get body dysmorphia if they did not have it already. They keep chasing some weight goals, some body fat percentage goals. They try to look a certain size, a certain leanness, and they keep looking at themselves and they keep hating themselves. And like, okay, so you got into the gym, you have improved your health, your habits, whatever else, attractiveness. Everyone wants that, of course. But then what, right? And Andrew Tate's message by itself doesn't really solve that. Of course, for most people, even I would agree that starting to get in shape is going to fix a lot of your problems and will correlate with others, right? And will like help you have some sort of a staple to work from. But there's also that side where, okay, do you only listen to Andrew Tate now because only his message has worked for you? Well, no. Fuck no. In fact, I want to quickly mention something that I absolutely don't understand about him. Is his view on the purpose of life and women and having kids. I mean, dude, how can you be so confident about giving advice on relationships and whatever? He hasn't said all like bullshit, but like a lot of it is just shallow. Like, dude, you're not even married. Oh, I have more kids than you. I this. Like, dude, you're a Muslim who doesn't even really follow Islam. Like, why would anyone take advice about relationships from you in that sense? Now, of course, some morons will, because, oh, Andrew Tate, all hell, Andrew Tate, he has saved my life. Look, I understand. A lot of the times, people you don't really like can give you the best advice because it's honest and it's not biased, but I digress now. I'm talking about completely other things. Okay? So that's the more controversial side of mental health and how one maybe should go about it in their lives. Now, if we go to the opposite side, the soft message, the idea that, well, you can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you should feel proud about making your bed every single day. A lot of people don't even do that. No, yeah, a lot of people don't even make their fucking bed. A lot of people don't even wake up out of bed at 12 fucking p.m. for whatever reasons. Look, I understand sometimes some people are genuinely fucked up and they just can't even, like, barely function. But that's nothing to be proud of, okay? You're gonna start the habit and you're gonna follow it, and then you're gonna move on to something else, something bigger, something more gradually. But this side of addressing mental health was also wrong, because that is the reason why everyone's talking about mental health but no one's improving. Everyone's talking in comment sections about things and their own experiences, which is fine, but it never helps anyone, almost never. Which is why I always, not always, like 80% of the time, prefer the more aggressive approach. Not the completely aggressive of Andrews, for example, but not like the soft side. Because for me to fix my life, I had to legit force myself to do 500. This is just an example. I had to force myself to do 500 push-ups every day and just do random ass runs while doing my regular workouts. I had to do that every single day for like 3 weeks, which I hated, but I rewired my brain in a way where I am now in control and it's not. So this soft approach, what it does is it has none of that. Now I want to say one thing though. A lot of people can benefit by just sticking to improving their simple habits, such as, literally, like I said, making their bed, showering every day, brushing their teeth every day, and maybe going for a few walks. Going from zero to these, they will improve a lot of people's lives just like that, but that's not the end goal, right? Same thing if you just start going to the gym. Well, you just You haven't reached the end goal. And the truth is, in mental health, there is no end goal. You always have to have habits, and you have to stick to them until the day you die. Otherwise, you will fall back, and nothing will change. So now the question is, okay, then which side do you follow? This is like politics, literally. There's one side and there's the other. Well, shit, there's two sides on the spectrum. Which should I take? I disagree with this, I disagree with that, but I also agree with this and I agree with that. What do? Bro, you just said it. There's two sides on the spectrum. But there's a whole spectrum to choose from. Like there's one end and there's the other end. What is in between? So same thing with improving your mental health. You go out, you find your own way and stick to it. And when it comes to helping other people, first of all, you hear them out, you analyze, and you be honest. If they don't want to hear you because they're too soft, and if their ego is too high and turns out they don't actually want help, well, you can't do anything about it then. Focus on your own mental health. Their time will come. It's up to them. But do not be too soft, because then they will have unrealistic expectations, and if they're too different from you and your own experience, they're gonna see that your advice doesn't work and they don't know what else to do. Whenever you want to help someone, you wanna, like I just said, talk to them, analyze their situation, be honest with them, and help them in that way. Help them make their own first moves by themselves, but encourage them. If you take the complete aggressive side of it, it won't work for a lot of people. If you take the soft side, it won't work for a lot of people. If you stick to one approach inside of the spectrum, it won't work for a lot of people. So what do? You analyze it for a longer period of time. To improve your mental health, you have to stick to something for a long period of time. So just talking about it, or just doing without looking around, what the fuck's going on, what is happening, what is changing inside you, it ain't gonna work either. Like, what the fuck? Why are we picking like 3 people and only listening to them instead of listening to a lot of people, picking more out the ones you end up relating to the most, but still filtering what you hear through your own mind and understanding things that way. Only then improve, and only then can you help someone else improve theirs. Did any of that make sense? It better did. I'm talking for 14 minutes straight. I forgot where I even started. Okay, bye.